Harper Audio presents Choke by Stuart Woods, performed by Tony Roberts. Prologue. Wimbledon, early 70s. Chuck won the point, won the game. He sat down at courtside, picked up a towel, mopped, then reached into his bag for a dry shirt. Bud. "Well, Dan, young Chuck Chandler has come a long way in this tournament." Dan. "I'll say he has, Bud. Coming into Wimbledon, this boy was ranked number 100 in the world. He started strong, then clawed his way up through the seeds, defeating 2 former champions along the way, and now he stands at the threshold of a whole new career. Would you say that, Cynthia?"
Cynthia. I certainly would, Dan. This young man has the talent to beat anybody when he's playing this well, and the charm and looks to become a new matinee idol of tennis for the young female spectators. Off the court, he handles himself with the kind of assurance that we have only just begun to see on the court at this Wimbledon.
Bud. And now Chuck Chandler has the reigning champion tied at 2 sets all and down 5 games to 4, and he's just about to go out there and serve for the greatest of all tennis championships. Chuck slipped into the clean shirt. He wanted to be cool and dry when he accepted the gold trophy from the Duchess, smiling for the cameras, basking in the glow of his new fame. He thought ahead to the ball that night. He'd be dancing with the women's champion, pressing his crotch into hers as he had the night before in her hotel room. They'd make quite a pair for the press. The dark-haired 18-year-old beauty and the handsome golden 22-year-old who came from nowhere to win Wimbledon. That's what the press would be saying. "Mr. Chandler?" Chuck jerked back to the present. "Mr. Chandler," the umpire said, "would you please take the court?" Chuck strode out to the baseline to a swelling roar of approval from the crowd. They had loved him from the moment he had defeated the first former champion in the first round, and now they showed it to the fullest. Chuck flashed his perfect teeth at them. They roared anew. He accepted 3 balls on his racket from the ball boy, tossed away the fuzziest, and tucked one into a pocket. He positioned himself at the baseline, looked down the court at the waiting champion, began his backswing, tossed the ball, and slammed an ace down the center line. The crowd went wild. 15-love, the umpire said over the loudspeaker. Chuck walked to the opposite side of the court, positioned himself, and sent another serve straight down the center line at 125 miles an hour. The crowd went nuts. 30-love, the umpire announced. Chuck accepted balls from the ball boy, took his place, and this time, just for variety, slammed his first serve into his opponent's forehand corner for a 3rd ace. The crowd went berserk. 40-love, the umpire announced. Bud. Well, now, young Chuck Chandler is standing on this court with 3 match points in his pocket and a very shaken champion staring helplessly back at him. Let's see if he can put this championship away with the next serve. Chuck thought about the Porsche cabriolet he had seen in the showroom in New York. His first phone call after this match would be to the salesman, whose card was in the pocket of his tennis shorts. He'd call from the dressing room before he even got into a shower. "Mr. Chandler?" the umpire said. Chuck snapped back. The crowd chuckled. Dan, dreaming of glory, no doubt. Bud, who could blame him? Chuck served with all his power. The ball slapped against the tape at the top of the net and fell back into his court. A groan from the crowd. Chuck served again. The ball struck the net again. A noise of pure misery from the crowd. 40-15, the umpire announced. Dan, well, I suppose he can afford a double fault at
Sample complete. Ready to continue?